First time in Kenyan history where students are reporting in August for the first time. Now, for everyone else, the new school calendar began last week, but this, however, comes with a huge financial burden for parents who had to deal with the depressed economy and, of course, the impact of COVID-19. Ibrahim Karanja has an unfolding situation in Nakuru County, and I'll just cross over to him for him to update us on how the ongoings where he is. Over to you, Ibrahim. What's happening?
Well, good morning, Trix. I am at Bahati Institute of Business Administration Studies in Nakuru County, where we have been here for about 20 or so minutes now, and we were engaging the school principal as well as learners over an unfolding situation, a misunderstanding over exams that were to be administered this particular month. About 30 learners stating that they have paid their fees, they have consistently attended classes, but the school is said to have wrote to the Kenya National Examination Council and stated that it's not ready to have its learners do these particular exams. So that's what we were following up on. We were having a conversation with the principal, and the learners also were around, and there has been a little bit of a misunderstanding. And we want to give them an opportunity perhaps to air what it is that they are concerned about, both the learners and the school principal, and just get to understand the root cause of what is happening. And I think I'll start with you, sir. Kindly come closer. Tell me your name. You said you're the president of the institution. Yes. What exactly is happening here?
What is happening here is that we have just paid.
I'll hold this for you. Please put on your mask.
What is happening is that on Friday, we have come here to do rehearsal. Quite unfortunate to come to the school. We got the principal saying that we were not going to do our exams. And the reason as why he is saying that we haven't paid the fee. And here we have the receipts that are showing that we have paid, and at the same time we have paid to the exam fee. All the fee and the school fee and the exam, we have paid it all. So it is quite unfortunate to realize that on a rehearsal day, you meet that you are not going to do exam. It is so unfortunate. And the reason is that the principal has just written an email letter to the NEC saying that the students were not present. And according to my colleagues, all of them were here since May, since the opening of the school up to date. We were still there. So it is quite unfortunate to come to realize that we were not here and we were here.
Was there communication from the institution as to why you guys are not sitting exams up to the rehearsal day or up to date?
They haven't even told us anything. We have just come to the rehearsal day, made that we were not going to do exam. Tukienda kuulizia, wanatuambia ati at late payment. Sasa hiyo late payment ilifanyika na wao. Juu sisi tulilipa before even the day that was expected to be paid.
Sir, what's your name?
I'm Barak Lekupe.
Barak, thank you so much. Let me speak to your colleague before I get the principal. And you were talking about, kindly come closer, sir. You were talking about not being absent, as was alleged in that particular email to NEC. What proof do you have, first of all, that you guys have paid for exams and fees, and secondly, that you've been attending classes?
We have receipts that show that we've paid. Secondly, about class attendance. We've been signing class attendance lists, every class that we attend. And he can tell you, the principal himself, and the school management can tell you that we've been signing class attendance lists. And yet he's saying that we are not, that we have not been here. So we are asking him, are there any students that are being waited for? Because we've never seen other students apart from us. Yeah. And another question that we would like to ask.
Very briefly.
Yeah, very briefly. He said that we've not paid, that we have fee balances. The Higher Education Loans Board has sent each and every person here 26,000 for this semester. And it is not twice. And it is not thrice, many times. So I'm wondering how he's saying that we've got fee balances. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Just for the right of reply, let me speak to the institution principal, Bona Mwaura. Sir, kindly speak to us here. Quite an unfolding at your institution. The learners putting the blame on you and the school administration as to why they are not sitting exams. Perhaps what is their position?
As I said earlier, the position of the school will still remain that the students have to do project work and the coursework. We have been telling them that things have changed. We never used to talk of project work and the coursework before. Now there is something which has been introduced. My students were not ready, or they have not done their project work. They have also, we don't have marks with their coursework. And we are seeing that one is a way of having what we can refer to as mediocre or standards, lowering the standards of the exam. Normally, the Kenya National Examination Council has become a bit serious. And we are also even serious. We can say we are even more serious than them. We are on the ground. We want students to know how to write the project. They are supposed to know how to even write a report. So if one cannot, I was talking about the references, where I noted that in quite a number of them, in their project work, the references are copied. They don't belong to them. There is an element of plagiarism, which we realized that if we let these students continue with the exam, with all these, then we are substituting standards with the mediocrity. And we said we cannot compromise on that. So that our idea was these students, they only have, they cannot do the August exam. Let them do the November exam. 2 months are not a long time. They can go and run a bit of project work, and they will come up with a very good one, a good title. Some of them even they don't have they have not even. If you look at their way they are writing their titles, the cover page, we saw that they are not prepared.
So you are talking about project work and coursework, and perhaps we'll make this very briefly. But in the email attributed to you that has been written to the Kenya National Examination Council, written by you, Thomas Mwaura, says that the school is not ready to have its learners do the exams due to absenteeism and non-payment of exam fees. Yet the students are saying that they have paid. And yet again, the communication you are making to the students is about coursework and project work. Perhaps why the difference in communication between NEC, the communication you're making to NEC, and the communication you're making to the learners?
One thing I've just realized is something now I'm hearing from you, something funny. Somehow I'm not private to the email. That email belongs to Bahati Institute. Anybody can write anything, can even forward. Anyway, somehow, let me take responsibility of saying that somebody went into the email and wrote those things. They are the students and even the tutors, even the secretary, anybody can access this email and even write my reply. So why can't we, I wish we can get something which I've written with my signature. Normally we don't, I don't go by emails because anybody can play about with you. And I think that is what has happened. Somebody has played about with our email. Since they have the password is with everybody here. Somehow, maybe I might not be able to say that much about that.
Okay, that is to state that the school's official email might have been misused.
Yeah, the official email could have been tampered with. But I would like you to get somewhere where I've signed. Like now, if you go to their notice board, whatever I normally write, I always sign. If you get there, you will see what I have been communicating to them. Right. But this one, even what I normally write, I don't use email to talk to NEC. I always write my letters with even the letterhead and everything. Now, this idea of email, somebody accessing, with the new technology, even these students can access the email and they can do so many things.
Fair enough, sir.
Yes.
And even as you are assuring the learners of another exam in November, October, perhaps will there be an additional payment that they need to make because they state that they have finished their learning, they've paid? Up to what point are they required to pay for fees and all that?
We agreed with them. We had a meeting, we had a kamukunji, and we talked we had a meeting.
Guys, this is my live interview, please.
We had a kamukunji with them on Thursday. I think Thursday or when? In the evening. It rained heavily. And we sat. We asked we talked a lot. And one of the issues we agreed is that since they are through with their running, that is July, we don't expect them to pay anymore. So their payment is going to go up to the term, that is the May-July term. So if they are, and normally, as they were saying, that term they are supposed to pay 17 something. I don't know, I may not be able to quote the figure very well, but it's around 17,000. That's the amount. Right. On the top of paying that, they are supposed to pay their exam fee. Those ones who have not paid. Those who have paid, well and done, they will continue with their November exam. But if you have not paid, we will have to remove their names.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Can say.
Thank you, and thank you for speaking to us on KTN News. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, that is Thomas Mora, the principal for Bahati Institute of Business Administration Studies here in Bahati constituency, Nakuru County. Earlier on, I spoke to learners of this particular institution who are expressing their displeasure over not being able to sit for exams. I'm told the exams are ongoing. Is it so? Are ongoing in other institutions. But the principal assures them that in about 2 months, those who will not have sat, or clearly because they will not see the exams, in 2 months they will be sitting these particular exams. An unfolding situation, of course, we will follow up also with the Kenya National Examination Council to understand the kind of communication that was made from this particular institution and perhaps brief our viewers on what unfolds here. Tricks.
Okay, thank you very much, Ibrahim Karanja. But allow me to shift your focus from that emotive issue onto the situation with Form 1 students going back to school today. What is the situation? What have you been able to observe in your neck of the woods?
Well, Tricks, yes. Actually, from about on Saturday, on this different topic of Form 1 admission, from Saturday we've been seeing lots of busy activities within the streets of Nakuru, especially at shops that sell uniforms and books. And I remember on Saturday speaking to some of the parents who are talking about the cost of admitting a Form 1 student in a learning institution, especially the costs not really related to the fees that they are supposed to pay to the school, but rather to the shopping that they are supposed to do. Remember, lots of requirements that are being made. Actually, one of the parents told me that so far she had used about twice the amount of fees she was to pay. She was about to pay fees of about 20,000, but she had used in excess of 40,000 in buying school requirements for a Form 1 who was to be admitted. So that is what we saw over the weekend. For today, we shall be perhaps visiting schools later in the day because this admission process shall be ongoing for the better part of the day, and also in some schools, including tomorrow, and just get to hear from the institutions of learning as well as the parents on what they expect, even as their learners start a new 4-year journey in high school. Tricks.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim Karanja, coming to us live from Nakuru with the very latest in the local education sector or scene, if you like. Now let's shift gears and head to Kipkenda village of the Iten Kapsowar Road in the county of Elgeyo Marakwet, where one